And there were two real statesmen issued news releases on this today. The first came from Congressman Jim McDermott. Jim McDermott is a psychiatrist. He's been in Congress for a number of years. He is the ranking member on the House Ways and Means Committee, on their health subcommittee, and a genius. Jim McDermott is a really, really good guy. And, oh, we've got the Kennedy. First of all, here's what Jack Kennedy had to say. This was just a month before he was assassinated, but at that point in time, we had a bunch of people in Vietnam. Here's JFK.
I don't think that unless a greater effort is made by the government to win popular support, that the war can be won out there. In the final analysis, it's their war. They're the ones who have to win it or lose it. We can help them. We can give them equipment. We can send our men out there as advisors, but they have to win it, the people of Vietnam, against the communists.
And then he goes on to say that Vietnam is treating their Buddhists badly. And this was back at the beginning of the era of monks setting themselves on fire. And, but he said, still, I'm not going to withdraw. And it was a big mistake. It was a big mistake. So anyhow, Congressman Jim McDermott made a statement on this. And he said, the president continues to show admirable restraint. His speech last week was careful and thoughtful. However, after much deliberation and reflection on the perils of rushing into yet another military conflict in the Middle East, I decided I could not support the McKeon amendment. And then he makes a couple of points that I think are really, really important. He says, this amendment, which is valid only through December. Now think about that. The elections are in November. So, you know, Congress just said, oh, yeah, we're all for the war until 3 months from now. Jim McDermott correctly nailed this. He said, this amendment, which is valid only through early December, serves as nothing more than a faux, F-A-U-X, as in phony, authorization designed to get Congress through the election season. Moreover, it addresses only one aspect of the strategy that the president outlined last week. That is not a responsible way to conduct public policy. I remember the last time Congress failed to thoroughly, he writes, to thoroughly debate a plan for military action in the Middle East. It unleashed a veritable Pandora's box in Iraq and the wider region that we have struggled to contain ever since. McDermott goes on to say, I appreciate this president's thoughtful efforts to respond to the complexities that arose, now this is brilliant, that arose from George W. Bush's irresponsible actions. Let's put the blame where the blame should be. But at this time, I will not vote to sanction military action by proxy, even if sanctioned for a brief period of time. So that's what Congressman Jim McDermott, or the congressman from Washington State, had to say. Here's what Senator Bernie Sanders had to say today. This is now coming to the Senate, right? It's going to appear on the floor of the Senate, I believe, tomorrow, or maybe next week. But in any case, Sanders